Good day, McVeigh, and happy Friday. Good morning, boys and girls. Please stand to honor our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Boys and girls, you may be seated. Let's get to our birthday book. Okay, there are no birthdays for today, but for tomorrow, happy birthday to Kayla Rivera in our first grade. And on Sunday, happy birthday to Leo Trom in our second grade, Celeste Mendoza Urias in our second grade, and Marco Paez in our kindergarten. Our lunch today, boys and girls, is pizza, boar's head ham and cheese, bagel lunch, or grilled cheese. Okay. So we've been learning about Australia. And yesterday we learned some cool facts about how many people live there. What I didn't mention yesterday is how many people live in New York. So in New York, just the state of New York, which is a very small state compared to all of the United States, there are 19 and a half, almost 20 million people, which means that New York is close in size in the amount of people to Australia, that huge country that's a continent. So today, what I have to show you is this map. And so what you're going to see on the map is the United States over here. That's the United States. This is North America. Here's the United States. All the way over here is Australia. See that? And when you put it into a circle, like a globe, which is the world, you can see how we're on the other side of the world from Australia. There's us, and there's Australia. So, some new facts today, and today I said there'd be a special surprise. So the national animal of Australia is the kangaroo. Yep, and there's Miss Checo. Check out those kangaroos that she is with. It looks like she's feeding them in this photo. Kind of looks super friendly in that photo. Very, very cute animals. They are the national animal of Australia. Also in Australia are panda bears. And there's a panda. Look how cute that little bear is. Yep. Does anybody know what classification of animal a kangaroo and a panda fall into? Does anybody know? I'd love to know if somebody could get back to me with that. Now, for our Get Smart show today, we have a report from Riley Lind in our third grade about gravity. It's a very cool report because Riley actually illustrated gravity. I'll show you that in a minute. So Riley says gravity is a force that makes things go down or come down. So in other words, if I take this paper and I drop it, it will go, let go of it, it will fall to the floor. That's a function of gravity. If we didn't have gravity and I let go of the paper, it would float. But in fact, if we didn't have gravity, I would be floating, as would everything around us. Gravity is the force that keeps us glued to the earth and that makes things that we're holding or whatever, when we let go, fall to the ground. So it says that if there was no gravity, we would be floating. Everything would float. And if you were to travel to the moon where there's zero gravity, you have to wear something called a gravity suit to be able to step onto the moon. So take a look at the illustration. So here's a hand. This is our first picture, and there's a ball in the hand. And in the second picture, the ball is thrown up in the air. That's an example of what's going to happen. And then you see what happens in the third picture. The ball comes back to the hand. Why? Because of gravity. Again, if there was no gravity, it would just keep floating and going and drifting all over. Nice work, Riley. I love how you decided to illustrate it as well. We also have our final maze project. This one's coming from Emily, who also drew a bridge. Created a bridge in her maze made of straw. And when we were in quarantine last spring, we were trying to create things at home. Remember our paperclip challenge, all the things that we were able to do? Just so you know, we used paper clips today in a very different way. They're actually part of our hanging system for our Get Smart projects. We created our own hooks out of paper clips for the projects that are difficult to hang. So Miss Kayla actually helped out with that. So that's something cool. But this project is an example of something that you can make out of things that you have at home. How you can get smart at home with just the things you have there. This is a paper plate, some paper, tape, and straws. Okay. For our Getting Smart Through Art, love this one, 2021. This is by Hiba in Mr. Vico's class. Nice work, Hiba. And finally, we have our Mighty Kind moment of the day. We'll get our drum roll. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so this one came from one of my cubes. It says, "You are magical." Now, when we think of magic, we typically think of a magician who does tricks. And the trick could be anything with cards. It could be pulling a rabbit out of a hat. And all of that is magic because it seems like that person, we call the magician, did something and created something that wasn't there before. It was magic. Well, that's what we do also through kindness. You are magical with kindness. You can create something that wasn't there before through kindness, and that makes you magical. Plus, everything about you is different than everybody else on earth, which also makes you magical. So when you put those two things together, your ability to be kind plus your beautiful difference, think of all the magic inside of you and all the magic you can create in this world for everyone. That's a really cool thought, that we are each magical. So how will you be magical today? I hope I see some of that magic in the hallways at McVeigh. Why? Because we're Mighty Minds. Not only that, we're Mighty Kind Mighty Minds. And every day, boys and girls, it's a great day to get smart and be kind to both each other and the earth. Let's have a wonderful day.